Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Most likely you are watching this video to get a recipe using the Herbalife products. So thank you for watching. I hope these recipes help you. Subscribe, like, comment, let me know what other videos you want, and I got you. Okay, so we're going to make a waffle in a cup today. You're going to need the vanilla protein drink mix, as well as your French vanilla healthy meal, Formula 1, and your mixing bowl or cup and your mixer, as well as 1 egg. And you're going to need the caramel sugar-free syrup, your baking powder, because we're not using the baking protein, and also the white chocolate sugar-free pudding mix, red raspberry preserves. If you haven't noticed, we're making white chocolate red raspberry waffles. And you're going to need your spray for your waffle maker. And go ahead and plug in your waffle maker so it can preheat. And as it's doing that, I'm going to start my waffle. We're going to crack the egg in the bowl first. Typically, I like to do that so that the powder doesn't stick to the bottom of the bowl. And then I'll grab my protein drink mix. And just like you would your shake, if you do 1 scoop or 2 scoops in your morning shake, that's the same thing you'll do for your waffle. I like to do 2 scoops for the extra protein intake since I do have busy days. I don't always meet my protein intake. So I like to do 2 scoops of protein, as well as my healthy meal, Formula 1. We're going to do 2 scoops of that. And this will make it equivalent to your healthy meal shake that you usually have instead of the waffle. And now we're going to grab the white chocolate. Now I like to use a little bit more than a half a tablespoon, but not a whole tablespoon. So I do like to use, our Herbalife measuring spoons. And I just squirt a little bit in that side and put that in there. I don't fill it. And then I grab the baking powder and I just swivel that spoon and use the other side. You don't need a lot of the baking powder, just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there as well. And then we're going to add a little bit of water. You don't need a lot of water because you don't want this batter to be like regular waffle or pancake batter. You don't want it to liquefy. You just add a little bit of water and stir it. If you need to add more because it's too bulky, just add a little bit of water at a time, because you do want this batter to be thicker. The thicker the batter, the better the waffle. That's the way I like to teach it to people. So you're going to go ahead and keep mixing that until you get a nice thick batter. And once it's that consistency, I will show you. So just like this, you see how it's thicker? It's almost kind of pasty. That is the texture or consistency you're going to want the batter to be for your waffle. So now that I have it exactly the way I want it, I am going to go ahead and pull my waffle maker over. Grab my spray, because if you ever had a waffle stick to your waffle maker, it is not a pretty thing to try to clean up, especially if you're working in a club and you have, clients waiting. It's not something you're going to want to deal with. So make sure you spray that. And I know a lot of people like to just put a little ball on there and close it and then, let the waffle maker do its thing. I just like to spread it on there. As you can see, it kind of looks like spreading butter on toast, I guess you can say. Just so that it gets the full waffle look, the whole square. I mean, if you just get that little ball and let the waffle maker do its thing, you're still going to get the same amount. You're still going to get your full healthy meal. But I personally just like to do the whole square, That way the cup gets filled, you know, and the client is satisfied. Especially if it's a new person, they're not going to want to see a little bit more is better for them. So I'm going to go ahead and let the waffle maker do its thing. Shout out to Herbalife for these. I have not burnt myself since Herbalife sent me this waffle kit. I love it. It's great. Qualify for everything. So let's check the waffle. It looks great. We're going to go ahead and pull that out of the waffle maker. And since we are doing waffle in a cup, we're going to put it on a cutting board. And once I put it on the cutting board, I'm going to move my waffle maker out the way. Now, as you can see, I have my waffle on the cutting board because, again, I'm doing this in a cup for conveniency. Waffles in a cups are great for clients who are on the go and don't have time to sit down and eat their waffle. So that's kind of how I created this whole waffle in a cup thing. You just threw it all in a cup and she was able to eat it as she was on her way to work. It's very good for children as well because you don't have to worry about cutting it for them or anything. They literally just have bite by bite. So you're going to go ahead and cut them in the size that you desire. Here I'm cutting them into little squares. This waffle is for me, by the way, so we're going to go ahead and cut these into the most convenient way for you or what your client prefers. I like the little squares just so I can take my time while I'm eating. And then once we get the waffle fully cut, we're going to start with our toppings as you would a regular waffle. So we're going to get the sugar-free caramel syrup and go ahead and make sure you just drizzle a little bit on every square. That way your client will get the taste in every bite. Now, I'm not going to use whipped cream this time. I'm going to go ahead and grab some, little white chocolates. And just sprinkle those on there. And since your waffle's a little hot still, it's going to melt the chocolates. So your client won't be biting into anything hard. It'll just be some little chocolate. So as you can see, that's the waffle. If we were to eat the waffle alone, then it would look prettier. But right now we're doing waffle in a cup. So we're going to grab our red raspberry preserves because it is a white chocolate red raspberry waffle. And we're going to smear this on the cup. And why we're doing this instead of putting it on the waffle is because if you smear it around the cup this way, when the client is taking a bite, they can put the desired amount on their bite. So if they're taking a bite, they can just, wipe it up against the cup. And they will get that flavor of the preserves on their waffle piece. So you just want to make sure that the cup has the preserves smeared around it. And once your cup is fully covered, just like this, you're going to go ahead and push all the waffle pieces into the cup. So as you can see, the little squares are breaking apart now. And every piece has a piece of flavor. And the client won't have to worry about, the client or you don't have to worry about sitting down and cutting, like if you're working, you have one hand or you're typing or walking in the park, you just have your cup and your fork and it's ready to eat. Add your whipped cream on the top if you want whipped cream. And when you take that bite, you get your preserves on there and now you have a little bit of everything on each bite without overdoing it. And I know a lot of people love using syrup as well on their waffles, right? Because it's a waffle. So you always have that option to go ahead and grab your sugar-free syrup, whatever brand you like. You just want to use the sugar-free. And you're going to go ahead and just drizzle it on the top of the cup, and it will seep through all the way down through the cup. So again, every bite that's taken from the cup is going to have all the flavors. So I hope this tutorial helped you. I hope it gave you some ideas, maybe adding the waffle in a cup to your menu. But other than that, I am going to go ahead and enjoy this white chocolate raspberry waffle in a cup. Have a good day.